but it doesn't turn. Yeah, it doesn't turn off. It just cut off. So once you're below 30, the active X mode comes on again. So if you want to turn off the X mode, you have to press on it manually to turn it off. And once you're using the X mode, what you want to do with the throttle is actually be consistent with it. Do not apply and then release it. So let's say if you're going up slope, where you build out the momentum, and then once you release the throttle, you start back, and then once you want to go back up again, it's actually quite difficult. So what you want to do is always maintain on the throttle. If you need more, then just accelerate more.
This whole route will take how many minutes?
This whole road is about 1.2 km. It's roughly 9 minutes plus minus. So can you hear the rattling sound? The rattling sound is actually the four-wheel drive system working. Yes. So it's the sound that you actually want to hear, because it's actually showing that the system is actually working.
What is the sound is that the
Yep, okay. So now, the one that you're hearing that we're going down one is actually the hill descent control. Yeah. So what it does is...
So every time the wheel slip, that means it's going to lock into the X mode or what?
No, when you turn on X mode, so it will identify which tire needs more...
okay, so the load distribution on each wheel.
Yes, it distributes.
So if there's no load, the transfer is on all the other wheels.
Yeah. And then once this car also once you turn on the X mode, there's also the hill descent control. So what it does is basically it moderates the brake for you. So let's say once we're here, so I'm just going to release. I'm not going to press the brake. So the car is actually braking for you.
On the hill descent.
Yeah, the hill descent. And then when you hear
what is the brake by the brake or brake by gearbox?
Brake by the brakes.
Brakes.
Yeah, so your brakes individual brake also. So when you see there's some steep slope later when we're coming down, you feel that the car is actually very slow. So it keeps at a certain mileage speed lah. Yeah, it's about one. It's not very fast, so it's one. So when you're going down, it's very slow and smooth as well. So for this part here, what you want to do is actually try to keep to the left, and then bring a little bit more speed. So once you're here, once you're turning, just accelerate a little bit more. So once you drive later, you realize that the acceleration is minimal. You're just actually tapping on the accelerator. You don't need much power. And then if you need more, just slowly press it. Do not
yeah, but you know, a lot of off-road, they are not so hard. The road is always soft, and this is very super off-road. It is no longer off-road. This kind of thing.
The later parts there's because it's not wet. So yesterday it was a bit wet.
I think this one Toyota Corolla also can go.
So far I don't think the Toyota can, because even the closest also it will be the X-Trail, but because the X-Trail is using a diff lock, which is all four wheels, so at certain parts when it start to get muddy, what it does is the wheel just keep on spinning. Yeah. So same here.
One thing about your Subaru, your salesman, all the Subaru showroom, they don't know nothing about the car.
The one.
So when you ask them question, what this button? Oh, don't know. But this one, don't know. So I said, never mind, I don't know. I think you go to YouTube, you get more information.
So this is part also just showing you the hill descent control. Yeah, so I'm not pressing the brake.
Just release.
Just release. So the hill descent, what happened is once you tap on the accelerator, right, it will cancel off the hill descent. So what you want to do is actually when you're using the hill descent, keep your legs off the accelerator and just let the car go by itself. Yeah. So this part here, it depends how aggressive you are. If you are smooth on the throttle, this part here, even though it looks bumpy, you can go through it very smoothly. Yeah. So if you're harsh on the accelerator, then the ride will be harsh as well. And once we're here, every time when you see a cone, there will be a sharp turn coming up ahead. So what you want to do is actually head towards the cone. I want to reach it to this point, and then just accelerate. So accelerate moderately, control the accelerator, and just be careful on the right here. There's a small hole, and then here just push it down. So up ahead, this will be the challenging part coming up ahead.
Down here when they lock, that is the hill
this
descent.
is the hill descent.
It will activate by itself.
Yeah, you activate by itself only when the X mode is
So
on.
what this picks down here?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Coming out at the end of the slope. Yeah. So when you hear that sound, it's actually the hill descent working. Yeah. So it's a sound that you actually. There's nothing wrong with the suspension or the car. This one also same thing. You want to head towards the cone here. It will be a right turn. And you notice even such a steep slope, you don't really hear the engine rev. Because the engine is going about only 2000 RPM throughout the whole course.
How many degrees is this slope? You can measure.
This one, I'm not very sure, but in the XV you get to see the degree from the dashboard. There's actually from the XV you get to see, because it's the newer car, so there's better technology. So on the XV you can actually see the angle of the slopes. So after once you drive it, you realize that the car is actually doing a lot of the thing. I'm just steering and just moderating my acceleration only, and the braking the car is not doing by itself. Like now, I'm just letting the car roll. So every time when you hear that sound, like
So
now,
when you go downhill like this, do you need to use the brake? No.
So later there's a part
If
that can
the
demonstrate.
hill is so,
Yeah.
you still need the brake lah. Otherwise you just fly over the.
No, the system will just brake as well. You just let the car roll and then just don't step on the accelerator, because once you step on it, it straight away cancels the hill descent. That's when the car starts rolling very fast.
If you step on the brake, also will cancel the hill descent.
No, you step on the brake is still okay. The hill descent still only on the accelerator. So same part here. This part might be a bit easier, but it's just a bit tighter at the top. So this part here, just want to slow down a little bit. Okay, so this part
is the normal SUV tire, right?
yeah. So this one now we are going to go down. So this is the part where we are going to use the hill descent. So this is the part where you can really see how the hill descent works. So because yesterday it rained, so when you go through here, you might feel the back is a bit loose. So it's okay, you don't have to worry, just control. So what you want to do in this part is first modulate it with your brakes. So once you're able to see
You still have to moderate with your brakes lah.
now only you moderate, because you just want to see the course ahead, because at that slope you can't see. So once you're able to see the course and you're confident, what you do is just release. So I'm totally off the brake now. All you have to do is just control the car and let the system work. And do not press on the accelerator at this point. What it does is it will cancel it off, and then the car will start rolling very fast forward. So this is the part where you feel like the car is a bit slippery, but just control it. And my foot is off the brake, so just let the system brake by itself.
Actually, how fast, let's say, in this condition? The car is moving how fast?
It's roughly less than about one or less than one. Very, very minimal. Just slowly going through the course on the hill descent. So you always maintain at that speed when you're using the hill descent. And then once you tap on the accelerator, this is what will happen. The car will start rolling very fast. So this is the same part here.
Oh, this is the way you came up, is it?
This is where we, if you go up that way, go straight, it will be here. So this is the part where you want to try to keep on the left a bit. So same thing, I'm still using the hill descent. So you want to stay on the left, there's a big hole here. Just be careful with that. And then you see the car is going at the same speed as just now. Going now, so it's very consistent throughout. And it's the same thing as well as braking individual tires. Once you're down, you can just tap on the accelerator, then the car will start rolling again.
So after this, what happened? We drive this?
Yes, then you guys will take turns to drive. Okay.